Hi, I'm Emma. And this is Stu. And this little bundle of energy is my son Finley. When we're not out and about exploring lost history, or up to our knees in mud, we like nothing more than escaping the rat race of life and creating memories together. So thanks for joining us, and welcome to the channel.
Hello and welcome to The Great Escapers.
And today we're heading off to Rendlesham campsite in Suffolk, where we're going to be taking you for a little look around the campsite and its facilities before we show you what there is to do around the local area.
And today it's just me, Emma and Finley in the back. So let's buckle up and go to escape. So, welcome to Rendlesham. We're at Rendlesham camping, aren't we?
That's it, yep, or also known as the UK's Roswell.
That's right.
We'll get into that a little bit later on.
We will be getting into that a little bit later on, but what I will say is we are going to be here for one night. We're going to do a little bit of a review of the campsite because it's actually recently been reopened by new owners, hasn't it?
Well, we've actually both separately been here. I was here about 10 years ago, and I'll be honest with you, back then I said I wouldn't return because I thought it was a bit expensive for what it was. But I think it's actually a little bit cheaper now. Yeah. So we paid £20 a night non-electric. This is the middle of October, so I think it might be a little bit more in the summer. If we had wanted electric, it would have been an extra £10, which we decided, having the van, we couldn't justify that.
Exactly.
But they also do hard standing pitches, which I think are £35 a night. Again, we're quite happy just
I'll be
sitting in the trees.
Yeah, I mean, you have a look round. We're actually, we've got our awning out. We're on chocks as well.
It's a little bit uneven, so bring your chocks if you've got a van.
Exactly.
Well, we've got the trees and the forest just behind us, and we're looking over the campsite.
And this is the campsite at the back of us. But as I said, Emma's going to take you around having a look at the facilities in a little while, and then we're going to go for a little walk around the forest where the Britain Roswell actually is, and we're going to discuss or tell you about some of the conspiracy theories that surround the area.
Yeah, and see if we can find any aliens.
Yeah, but what I will say is this is not a political thing. We'll just say what people say about it. So we're just going to run through that. I don't want no comments going, rah, rah. So, yeah. Anyway, I love this place. I love the history of it. I like the conspiracy theories, and that's what we're going to do.
And I like the nature. It's a really beautiful place. Rendlesham is really in the middle of nowhere, isn't it, here? I mean, the nearest shop, I think, is probably, about 20 minutes drive at least. Woodbridge, not too far away. Voted, I think, the happiest village to live in or town to live in the UK. So you can't go too wrong with that, can you?
No. So what we're going to do is we're going to see how happy this place actually is. And I'm going to send you over with Emma now, and she's going to take you around the facilities.
Yeah, have a little look in the toilets. Right, so let's have a little wander around the campsite. We've got our van just there, and it looks like we're pretty much on our own. I think the pitches are 8 metres by 10 metres here, and you have to park within the 2 posts, which is fine for us because our van isn't overly big. But I think if you had a really large tent, like one of those sort of super-sized tents that everybody seems to have these days, then you might have to possibly book one of their bigger pitches. I think they do have a bigger pitch that you can possibly book, maybe for a bit extra. But just behind us, we've got the hard standing pitches, which I think I said were £35 a night. And bearing in mind it's middle of October, there's a few people here. And just in the middle here, I think is predominantly non-electric. There's 1 or 2 electric things, but they don't actually put any tents actually right in the middle there. That's more of like a play area where, as you can see, kids and adults can play some games and stuff. But we're going to go over here to the reception and sort of facility area, and we'll take a little look and see what they've got. So here we've got the reception just here, which we checked in when we arrived. I think you have to sort of park along here on arrival. And I think this is probably the old reception, maybe from years ago. Looks like they're just using it for a little bit of storage now. But just near the main gate, just there, we've got the bins. So let's first of all take a little look at the bins, shall we? And I can see it looks like they've got a nice mixture of recycle mixed recycle, mixed glass, which is quite nice. Somewhere to put your hot ashes from your barbecues, because of course you're allowed barbecues here, but not fires. And just your general waste. So no batteries or vapes. So that's quite nice to see. But we've got the toilets and showers along here. Actually, it does say there reception and shop, and I do believe in the summer they actually have a shop. But being sort of more winter season now, that's actually not open. So I can't take you for a look at that, but let's go and have a little look at the toilets and showers. And here we have the main facility block. Got the women's toilets, looks like a disabled, and I guess the men's around the side there. So let's take you for a little sneaky peek inside. Now, when I came 10 years ago, this was the sort of nicer block that they had. And they also had one next door, which I don't think they use anymore, which is probably a good thing because they were awful. But here we are. Got the usual sinks, mirror, oh, there's the door. And we've got 1, 2, 3 cubicles. Yeah, they're not too bad actually, relatively clean I would say, considering it's late in the day and these have been used all day. Showers with shower curtain. Not a big fan of shower curtains, but you have got somewhere to put your soap. And again, yeah, they're all right, they're not filthy, I've certainly seen worse. But again, when I came 10 years ago, I think you actually had to pay to use these showers, something like £1 for 3 minutes or something, so you had to be ever so quick. But it looks like the boxes that they used to have on the walls have all been removed, so I guess they're free now, but let's have a look and see. Oh, I see, right, so obviously here's the shower head, but I think maybe you have to press the button to put the shower on, because there isn't any button. No, there isn't. Oh, that's a bit unusual. Okay, we have got some hooks, so I suppose that's handy. But you know what, it's a bit cold in here, I'm not gonna lie, but again, it's the middle of October, so maybe should have one earlier in the day. But paper towels, which, I mean, I quite like paper towels, but they're not very good for the environment, so I'm not sure if that's great considering this is Forestry Commission and all the rest of it, trying to sort of preserve wildlife and all that going on, but there you go. That's inside the women's toilets. And let's just take you a little look and see what we've got around here. Now, we've got these hanging everywhere, which I think are for wasps. I'm going to assume they've had a bit of a wasp problem in the past. But disabled toilet, washing up sinks, and a lot cleaner than some of the ones I've seen. Look, 3 of them there, hot and cold water in a little bin. So yeah, everything that we would ever possibly need. And there you've got the men's toilets. But if we just take a little peek over here while no one's looking, this used to be the old toilet block, and it was pretty blooming awful if I'm honest. So looks like they're obviously not using it anymore. And I can tell you from experience, that is certainly not a bad thing. But let's keep having a little wander, shall we? And see what else we can see. So, like I said, that was a very quick look at the facilities. We've sort of chosen one of the pictures that's probably the furthest away from the facilities, but then of course we've got toilet and a little shower in our van if we need it, so we're probably not going to be using these too much. I think Stu said he might actually pop over and use their shower later since it's free now, and rather than trying to use the one in the van as it's there. So maybe he can tell us a little bit about how he gets on with that later on. But like I said, this is fairly basic campsite. I mean, it's not as basic as some of the ones we've been to, but it's got everything you need. But I do recall when I came 10 years ago, they actually had a play park just over here. And one of the reasons why I chose this pitch, number 15 that we're on, is because I thought that it was going to be quite close to the play park that I remember there being, and I thought I could just let Finley have a little play on it, obviously, while I could see him quite clearly. But it looks like it's been turned into just some more camping pitches now. But of course you've got all those parks and things just apparently inside the woods, and we'll take you for a little look at the main visitor centre and everything tomorrow. But absolutely surrounding this campsite is fire points. Now of course you're not allowed to have open campfires here, And if you have a barbecue, you've got to be really careful having it raised off the ground and everything, because of course we're in the middle of the forest, so you know, obviously they want to be quite careful with fire risks and all the rest of it. But yeah, they are really being quite cautious, all the fire points. But we've also got a water and waste disposal and things quite close to us, and again I've spotted several of them as we've been walking around. So I think we're now going to get back in the van and probably cook a little bit of tea. And there's Stu, he's just I don't know, taking some pictures, I think, just enjoying being out in the fresh air. But let's go and turn the oven on then, shall we? So as mentioned earlier, we've got pizza for dinner, and here we have barbecue chicken pizza, courtesy of Lidl's, I think. Anyway, first time we've ever cooked pizzas in the van, so wish us luck. So there's Stu, chilling in his favourite seat. Look, if you ever want to find him, that's where he'll be. And Finley's looking quite comfortable, just having a little lounge there. But we're currently waiting for our pizzas to cook, so we'll be back when they're done. And here we are. That was relatively successful, wasn't it?
Yeah.
I think so. We've got a little bit of cheeky garlic bread just on the side, and of course a nice little copper bag for a weekend treat. Stu's quite happy. Again, sitting in his seat. I mean, you won't find him anywhere else now.
No.
Right, let's eat up. Right, so we've had our pizza. We've decided to have a little wander in the woods because, as I mentioned earlier, Rendlesham is known as the UK Roswell, apparently, and it's very famous for a supposed UFO sighting that happened in 1980. And this area is renowned for it. The visitor centre tells you about it. There's trails you can go on, the UFO trail, which I think we're going to take a little look at tomorrow. But we decided that we'd have a little bit of a wander around the forest to see if we can spot anything, because supposedly there was actually a UFO that landed here back Boxing Day 1980. So I'm not too sure we're going to find any UFOs, but they've seen strange lights and all sorts of things here back then, and these are quite respected people from the local airbase. So you know, whether or not you believe it, who knows. But if nothing else, the skies are beautifully dark here. In fact, I think it's a dark sky area, which is supposed to be wonderful for stargazing. So yeah, we'll see what we can see, and if we do find anything interesting or slightly unusual, we'll get back to you and let you know. So it's safe to say we didn't spot any UFO or aliens or anything really. Heard a few animals and saw plenty of insects. I mean, there's definitely some wildlife out there in the woods, and it certainly feels a bit creepy at night time, especially if, like me being an 80s kid, you watched the Blair Witch Project when you were a young teenager. But anyway, we're going to go back, like I said, to the visitor centre tomorrow and find out a little bit more about this supposed UFO sighting and these strange lights that they saw in the sky back sort of, gosh, what, 45 years ago now, and see if we can tell you a little bit more about it. But for now, I think we're gonna get our pyjamas on and go to bed and get up as early as we can. So good night, and we'll see you tomorrow.
Morning, yes. It's been quite a nice morning. It's a bit grey, but it's not cold. We had quite a nice sleep last night, didn't we?
I think it dropped to around about 8 or 9 degrees last night.
Yeah.
And we didn't even put any heating on. We were perfectly fine.
No.
In the van, nice and cosy.
Yep, and all the people over there, lovely and quiet, kept themselves to themselves, no loud music. It's actually been a really nice camp.
It is a really quiet camp. And
Yeah.
like I said, we slept reasonably well. I never sleep particularly well when I'm camping. I've still got a bit of a sore shoulder going on, so... But you can't blame the campsite for that, obviously.
No, of course you can't. We'll say one thing, though. We are doing a review today, so we want to start with what happened last night.
Yeah.
Now, I went over to the showers around about 9:30 last night because obviously we were out doing a bit of a forest walk last night, so I went straight over. Went into the showers. I will say the pressure's good, the temperature's good, so I'm not going to say it isn't, and they're quite well presented.
You said they're quite clean.
They're quite clean.
Enough, yeah.
Biggest problem that you've got is that the button is outside the door.
Turn the shower
to turn
on.
the shower on. And the thing is, when you're in the day that you were born birthday suit, you have got to go out in the hallway to switch that on, which I really don't get.
Does it not have a delay, though?
It does not have a delay.
So it comes on immediately?
It comes off immediately.
So you need to be really ready.
Yeah, so, and then, because it's motion censored in there, when the lights go out, the shower finishes, and you're left in complete darkness.
Right. So after about 5 minutes, when, like you said, the motion sensor timer switches off, which is quite common at campsites nowadays for the lights to work, the shower's also
That's
connected.
it. I will say I had to go outside to switch the shower back on, which doesn't allow the motion sensor to come back on. You have to walk towards the front door for that to come on.
And start waving your arms around.
Yeah, so you are absolutely naked.
And wet.
And wet.
Yeah.
Outside, trying to turn a light on and putting a shower on. And I will say this, I'm not going to report it, it's fine, but I did slip over. It was quite dangerous, actually, to do that, so...
Yeah, that doesn't sound like a good sort of thing they've got going on there. The technique, I think, needs adjusting.
It does need adjusting. But it
uh,
is a new site, and they are obviously adjusting the area.
Yeah,
so.
I think this has only actually been reopened since maybe earlier this year, I think.
Yeah.
So, and they're certainly a lot nicer facilities than what they had 10 years ago.
That's it.
Anyway, well, that's our one little conclusion of the showers anyway.
Yeah.
But it's 11 o'clock nearly, and we've actually got to be off the pitch by 11, which is quite a decent time.
Yeah.
But because we're staying here, we could have either had a late checkout, which I think was an extra £10 until 4 o'clock.
Or they'll allow us park in their car park for £5 for the day.
And we can go for a little walk around the forest. So that's what we're going to do. Right.
So we're going to take you along the UFO trail today, aren't we?
I think we are.
And we'll see you on there.
So we've just left the campsite. Literally, the gate is just there, and we are heading just here. And this is what I kind of class as the visitor centre. It's sort of where the main facilities are for the forest. So you've got toilets over here, you've got play parks, you've got, I think you can hire bikes actually, can't you, Stu?
Yeah, just over here in the summertime they have bike hiring, but I have heard, I don't know the actual prices, we'll have to try and find it on Google. But I've heard they're actually quite expensive for bike hire.
Oh, it's always expensive for hire bikes these days. But no, there's lots of lovely bike tracks around here, so if not, bring your own. But we'll have a little look over there. But like I said, we've paid £5 to park in the car park at the campsite, and you can only actually do that, of course, if you've actually booked a pitch and you've sort of stayed there.
Yeah.
But it's much cheaper than parking here because we had a look briefly yesterday, and I think cars were something like £7 or £8 for the day.
Yeah.
And it said minibuses, which I don't know if we'd be classed more as a minibus, were £12 a day, so definitely cheaper. But yeah, let's get over there and have a look. So a few seconds later, here we are. And we've actually got quite a nice climber frame and sort of play park here for kids. I'm not going to film too close, obviously, because it's full of kids, and probably will be most of the day. But we just spotted over here, it looked like there's some sort of refreshment van or something or another. So I can't remember that being here last time we were here, but there is in fact plenty of parking and it's actually quite busy. But we're gonna, I think, wander around here, choose one of these many, many routes that you can take and just have a wander for a couple of hours. Trail apparently starts here. and that's where we're going. Been walking for a little while now, probably about half a mile. But we've actually come up to the boundaries of the airbase. And this is where the personnel that supposedly witnessed all this UFO stuff were stationed. But we've actually come up to one of the many, many gates. Now, they supposedly witnessed their first sort of phenomena at the east gate, which is probably down the bottom of the runway. I'm guessing this could be the south gate, but let's have a little look. I mean, look, got some strange symbols on the ground here. I mean, could that be something that's been put out by these aliens? Who knows? But yeah, I mean, supposedly this base is meant to be pretty much decommissioned now, but we've always found that there always seems to be an awful lot of new security signs and new locks and things put up. So I don't know, we're not overly convinced, are we, Stu?
Well, no, because it wasn't so long ago that the Ukrainian troops were actually training here. And obviously they've got new signs up because of new troop training things. But when we were here 3-4 years ago, before the Ukrainian war started, everything was desolate. Everything was old and all that lot. But brand spanking new security cameras were hiding behind bushes and that. You could see them.
Yeah.
And it's a little bit like, well, this ain't being used no more. But if we fly a drone on this, even though it's a disused military area, your drone will not pass these gates. It will go up to them and stop.
Yeah.
It will not let you fly across them.
And we've actually had some people that have proven that as well, haven't they?
Yes, we have.
But yeah, I don't know. I'm not convinced that this is quite so abandoned as what they make out. I've got my own theories as to what they're using this for. I mean, could they be keeping some nuclear weapons here? Who knows? I suppose we'll never know. But yeah, just out there, obviously you can't see it, but running along here is the actual runways of the old RAF Woodbridge. But anyway, we're not here to talk about the airbase. Maybe that's one for the future. Let's carry on down our UFO trail, because I think we're meant to be heading for the site of where this supposed UFO landed. So let's keep going.
So we've walked around about a mile, maybe 2 miles maybe, from where we actually parked on the campsite, and we're now here. We're at the UFO supposable site.
Yeah, supposedly pretty much where this UFO was seen to have landed back in late 1980.
Yes.
By those military personnel. And
But
this is, I think, a replica, isn't it,
yeah,
of what they allegedly saw that day?
But I do know for a fact this isn't actually the plotted site that they saw it. It's actually a bit further on, but obviously because of the trees and where the military area is, apparently they can't put it there. So it's literally a couple of 100 metres over this way.
Well, I didn't know that, but but still, and apparently it was a glowing metallic object. If I can see some pictures or a bit of footage of what it supposedly looked like, then I shall put it in. But you know, it's a nice little bit of sort of publicity, isn't it, for the forest and for the walk. And there's plenty of people who have been coming along here and walking this.
That's it.
Taking a little look at this replica UFO.
That's it.
But
we're not here to do the history, so we're I suppose we are going to go.
There's plenty of information about it if you want to look it up online.
That's
so
it.
There you go.
Well, we're going to carry on our walk now, back to the van, and then hopefully be on our way home. So carry on with us, and we'll see you in a sec.
The UFO trail has taken us straight back to the campsite, which is quite handy. But this sort of takes you all around the east part of the forest. So we didn't really get to see as much of the visit centre as we wanted to. And they did actually have other sort of play parks, adventure playgrounds and things like that, which would have been nice to have taken a little look at, but we're not going to walk back there now. But here we go. We're parked here, so I think we'll get back to the van, maybe make a cup of tea before we head off home. Right, so we're all back. Got a nice little cup of tea.
Yeah.
And we're getting ourselves ready to set off back home, aren't we?
We are.
But before we do that, we just thought we'd give you a little bit of a roundup of our weekend here.
Yeah.
And all in all, I think we've had a really lovely stay here at Rendlesham campsite.
It's been actually quite a pleasure to stay
has.
here. Yeah.
Yeah, it's lovely and quiet.
The animals, everything. It's been good.
It is, yeah. If you like a bit of nature, this is perfect. If you like country walks in the trees, we just did the UFO trail, but there are so many more. Bring your bikes. I mean,
Yeah.
bring your dogs. Lots of people do it. Even bring your horse.
Yeah, actually we saw a horse,
got
yeah,
one.
walking through a horse. I'm not going to say that this is a bad campsite at all. It has been one of the best we've stayed on since we've had our van.
Yeah, I think
actually.
for the price, for the £20 that we paid for the
Non-electric.
non-electric, I mean, it is middle of October, so I don't know if it's a little bit more maybe in the summertime, but it's got all the facilities that you need.
Yeah.
Certainly we didn't need many facilities.
No.
And having just been to the toilet just before we've got ready to go,
Yeah.
actually they're perfectly clean. All right,
Yeah.
they're not the most modern, but they're perfectly clean, and we've certainly seen worse.
And it's the only negative thing that I can say about the camp is the idea, the functionality of the shower. I did not like that last night. I didn't find that particularly funny, the fact that I had to have a shower, try and turn all the lights on and the shower on completely in an ad. That for me wasn't exactly my high point of the camp. But other than that, the shower was nice and warm, the pressure was good.
Yeah, you said
So,
it was perfectly fine.
Absolutely.
Yeah, and so maybe have a shower in the morning and when it's not dark. That might help a little bit.
It will do, but it won't help when it has a 5-minute timer and you've got to get out with everyone else
Yeah.
in there to do the same
And it doesn't
thing.
actually say on there about a timer.
No.
So I'm not too sure how long that timer's for.
No. But other than that, brilliant.
Yeah,
it
and
was
do you know
really
what?
good.
Like I said, the staff here, really friendly staff.
Very friendly.
We did say, me and Stu were discussing it when we actually came here
10
in
years
the
ago.
past. I came here sort of 10 or 11 years ago.
Yeah.
I actually didn't think the staff were very nice.
No, they were quite abrupt with you
They
and
didn't
everything.
seem very friendly.
No.
But this is all new owners,
Yeah,
new
this is-
management, and they're clearly a lot better now.
So you're going to get a big thumbs up.
I think it was Charlie that we were chatting to who was
Yep.
telling us a little bit about the local area and things we could do. So
That's
yeah,
it.
brilliant. Recommend this one.
That's it. But we hope you've really enjoyed this video. But don't forget, we have a Patreon that is £3 a month, and you can join our Patreon with our other channel, Exploring with Em and Stu.
That's it. And of course, if you want to see a little bit of local history and things like that, if that's your cup of tea, then you can check out the link for our other channel for hundreds and hundreds of videos that we've made on that channel.
That's it.
And if you just want to see some campsites and some local days out, we've got a playlist for this channel. So
That's it.
again, check out the link or the thumbnail at the end.
But I think we better buckle up and head home.
Right, so here from Rendlesham campsite in the beautiful Suffolk, one of our favourite counties, absolutely. We shall see you on our next adventure.
That's it.
Wherever that may be.
See you again.
Bye for now.
Bye-bye.